Fishing is one of my favorite hobbies. Just because all the water here is frozen doesn't mean it's time to hang up my rod and reel. We're here at Bass Pro Shops today, and we're going to take a look at some of the equipment we need for a fun day of ice fishing. Come on in.
First, you'll need an auger for drilling a hole in the ice. Once you've tried ice fishing a time or two, and if you have a bigger budget, you can buy a gasoline-powered auger. Next, you'll need an ice fishing rod. These rods are much shorter than regular rods, since you don't have to cast. Pick up a few jigs and some small waxworms, and you're ready to fish. Once you're really serious about the sport, you can buy one of these fishing shelters.
After a trip to your sporting goods store, about $60 in equipment, plus the cost of a license, you're going to have everything you need for a day on the ice. Now let's get to the lake.
Ice fishing can be a pretty sedentary sport, and there might be a lot of downtime between bites. So here are a couple of tips for keeping warm on the ice. Wear plenty of warm clothing and dress in layers. Cover your head with a stocking cap or ear warmers. Extra gloves are helpful in case your hands get wet. And wear warm, waterproof boots. Suzanne takes along these huge boot warmers which fit over her regular boots. Bring a foam pad to sit or kneel on. It'll keep you warmer than a folding chair. It's also a good idea to bring an old sled for hauling your gear across the ice. When you get to the lake, there are a few ways to tell whether or not the ice is safe. Drill a test hole near shore to see how thick the ice is. 2 inches will hold a person, and 8 inches will hold a small truck. The color of the ice is a second test. Clear blue ice is generally safe. Gray ice means the water has thawed and refrozen several times, which may cause it to shift. Avoid gray and slushy ice. Better safe than cold and wet. And finally, send your wife out to test the ice. If she's a lightweight, like Suzanne, you better have her carry the gear too.
Good job, honey! I don't want to startle anybody. Ice fishing is actually a very safe sport. If you do go through the ice, though, these are the tools you want to have with you. These rescue picks are designed to help pull yourself up out of the ice if you do fall through. Also, try to remember, don't fish alone. Find a buddy to take with you.
Let's get to fishing. We've selected the best spot and drilled our holes. I also set up a small fishing shelter for Suzanne. Shelters aren't necessary, but they do cut down the wind and darken the area over the hole. This allows you to look down into the water. If the water is clear, you might be able to see a fish on the bottom. After we tie the lures on our hooks, we lower our lines into the water, sit back, and relax. To attract attention, I jig my lure using a few short, rhythmic motions on the line. The more realistic you can make it, the sooner a fish will strike. Be patient, it won't happen right away. If you take along small children, be sure to mark or cover any holes in the ice. While waiting for fish to strike, have the kids play games like animal charades. Bring along different cards with pictures of wildlife. Have your little ones draw from the stack and act out the animal. It'll pass the time and keep everyone laughing. Another fun game is to identify the fish you see. Bring a brochure of different fish in your area. When one swims under the hole, have your kids figure out what kind of fish it was. Other options could be sled races and snowball fights. Kids love to play in the snow. And now the fish are biting. I set my hook and reel in my first catch, a nice rainbow trout. Let's see if we can catch a few more.
I got you, fish! You did! You did!
Nice little rainbow. Well, we've had a great time here at the lake today. Caught some great fish, and now we're going to head into shore to cook them up. If it's cold enough outside, the hole will refreeze very quickly. If not, place a stick in the hole to alert the next fisherman who comes by.
We're starving and ready to cook our catch. But first, we need to clean the fish. Here's the easiest way to clean a trout. Take a small sharp knife, cut through the V under the jaw, and slice the belly of the fish up to the gills. Remove the insides, and run your thumb along the backbone to remove any dark coloration. After rinsing the fish in clean water, pour on some olive oil. Sprinkle on some of your favorite seasoning, and wrap it tightly in aluminum foil. Cook the fish for around 10 minutes over a bed of hot coals. Flip them once and let them cook another 10 minutes.
Here you go, baby.
Thanks.
Oh man, that smells so good. As you saw today, our ice fishing experience was both easy and fun. Get out there and give it a try. I know you'll love ice fishing as much as we do. Good luck and good fishing.